This is Bishop Dr. Truman Burst. Master Herbalist, coming to you from Good Shepherd Ministries.
Okay, you hear me, Rick? All right.
Yep, you're live.
All right, sorry, it's technology, I love it. It's always getting a little leading for me. Hi, folks, this is Jason Burg, and the ex-drawer man, now some Raven Liberty. Ex-spirited, sovereign, sham, man not to be there. I'm a political activist, an education and librarian. I'm here preaching and teaching the new word for us on Stone Soup Radio. Jake and Wake Radio. Thank you so much. It's Friday, the 14th of November. It's time to join the Liberty Peace Parade. Stone Soup series is dedicated to all Americans and other countrymen who stand shoulder to shoulder with me for truth, justice, and fair play against mine, yours, ours, and their G-men abuses. I stand tall. My tone is soft and sweet against the rants of America's employees and civil servants, a.k.a. uncivil servants. American Blue Rico is the G-men. Stone Soup's slogan is Sovereign Souls United Against Uncivil Servants. The mission of the statement of Stone Soup is to present an open forum for liberty and liberation for the people from corporate imperial capitalists and their minions. Only the people can save the republic. Stone Soup, Jason Burg, and Sun Raven Liberty respects authority. We have no problem with lawful authority, but when we do have a problem when unlawful authority, especially when the authorities become abusive to people. This willful disorder is achieved and created by our uncivil servants, defrauding the people through policing, unconditional acts against the people. The institution, with its 449 units, needs to be recalled of its consent by its sovereigns, we the people, and its founding fathers who granted them their authority and power to its civil servants, to serve and protect, not to disserve and being unprotected. But when government agents violate mine and others' unable rights, it is mine and others' duty to object and report stated violations to the proper authorities. It is a chain of command to follow proper redress until the people's claims are addressed and the victims vindicated, and the wrongdoers adjudicated, sentenced, and their victims are made whole through capital restitution. The government cannot be part of the victim's claim, as it would be viewed as a kickback and fraud on the court. Help is on the way, and it's coming from we the people, the common good, the law of the land, of the common law, which is rising from the ashes of the American public that was slowly buried by American special interest groups. It's corporate unknown investors, the true controllers and handlers of America's elected, appointed, hired, and contracted, not we the people. It will take Americans with brains and hearts to remove the parasites of the G-men intrusions on we the people. Folks, are you up for the greatest adventure in life? Are you able and willing to stand up to protect for your unalienable rights against today's uncivil servants? Wake up, America, and hear the lesson, experience that has turned against us by our unworthy, consented authorities and the powers to act on our behalf. All agents serving in bad behavior against all sovereigns, their employees, their benefactors. A fraud against the people has gone on too long by our authorized government dishonest leadership. Take down these walls in living VO color. People, please take a shower, Mr. President, and others. Our noses and pockets can't afford and don't need the abuse. We aren't anti-government as much as you, our G-men, or against us of living in peace. With that, I have the fortune, I am proud to have on a gentleman from Oregon who is a herbalist. He has an interesting story. He has been hounded, his name is Truman, and he's been hounded by the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, for telling the truth. The FDA, in its wisdom, no one can say that X product will cure, save, or prevent your problem, your ill health. Yet, our wonderful FDA has approved thousands of drugs that are known to kill people, but that's okay. That's the pharmaceutical special interest groups. And we are bound by bound by their double speak, not to speak. What is that called? That's called fronting our First Amendment right to tell the truth. With that, I would like to have Truman speak up. There, sir.
Well, hello, Jason, thank you for inviting me on here. I appreciate that very much, and I appreciate your work. Keep up the good work, my friend.
Thank you.
Yes. Wow. The FDA has used bullying and threats and terrifying fines, and has made my family, because we are 3 generations of herbalists, and we help people at no charge. We don't charge anything to help people, and we don't claim cures, and we have a disclaimer on every page of every information. But no matter what we do and how hard we try to comply and how many times we've changed a name of a product because it offends the FDA's rules, we started out honestly letting know that people know that here are the herbs that are historically and traditionally used when there's cancer, or when there's diabetes, or when there's heart disease, and that offends them greatly, because you can't tell people what, that these are the foods. We're not claiming a cure, but these are the foods that are going to nourish your body. Well, you can't. We started out naming, formulas, diabetes. You couldn't say that, so we changed the name to Dia-B, and that was the name on the, without calling it diabetes, and we called the cancer formula can-free. Well, they didn't like that you can't say that, so we called it CF, like Charlie Frank. Well, they said, you can't say that, so they sent us a 7-page warning letter on the 15th of last month, October, and saying that we can't do any of these things. You can't give any kind of truth in labeling. The consumer is not allowed to have a product that nourishes you if you have any kind of an illness, even though you're not claiming any kind of a cure. Go ahead.
Well, Truman, let me just say, truth in packaging. That's a real problem. We don't even have truth in packaging.
No.
On our foods.
No, we don't.
And GMOs and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going after you to be precise, yet the big corporations are able to be like a free bird and poop on everyone, and that's okay, even though they know that E. coli is dangerous. That's what we can collect that.
Yeah.
Also, you were an inventor of 14,000 formulas for herbs. That is phenomenal. In 50 years of your being a herbalist, that is fantastic.
Yeah, 14,000 natural remedies in 53 years. I'll be 74 in less than 2 months. So I've been doing this for quite some time, and I always help people at no charge. People call me up, and if I am an ordained minister and a certified bishop, and I do this as I'm practicing my religious beliefs. I mean, you know, what did Jesus do? He went around and talked to people about diet and religion. Well, I'm doing the same kind of thing, you know, wanting people to eat correctly and knowing what the herbs of the field that would comfort them. And I'm not claiming a cure, but I know that these herbs comfort people, and I know that the Lord does the healing. Well, they don't want to hear that. As a matter of fact, they've stated that if somebody sprinkled holy water on you, well, then that holy water becomes a medical device, and you can put that person in jail for sprinkling a drug on you. So they are nuts. I mean, they are absolutely insane, and worse than that, they're evil as hell. So,
Go on, like they're evil as hell. Now, with your simple cures that actually have thousands of years of a history, correct?
well, yeah, see, the FDA is the new guy on the block. He's been around 70 years poisoning people with their poison sorcery drugs. Okay, and natural remedies have been around since the beginning of man. So that's what we did. That's what we used. We used food was our medicine, and medicine was our food. And that's, and you know, and if you got a boil, well, you put a fig poultice on it. That's what Jesus Christ said. So you know, and these things are lost now in America. I'm like the last man standing fighting the FDA because I fought them so many years. I've been fighting them, Jason, for 28 years, and I've been manufacturing, which is how long I've been manufacturing natural remedies, because I went to school to become a graduate ethnobotanist and phytotherapist. I'm a master herbalist, a chartered herbalist, and a master herbologist. And so, you know, I this is what I do. And, you know, an ordained minister and a certified bishop. So it's really, you know, it's tragic that we're losing our herbalists. We're losing our herbal knowledge. We're not allowed to help people, and they are allowed to poison people to death with their poison chemical drugs. So what?
So put on the poisons. What are some of the poisons that are in our food chain right now? Can you give us an example of what they consider safe, but is actually known as carcinogen?
Well, sure. There's fluoride, which is infamous, and fluoride was what the Nazis gave to the people in the Jews in the concentration camps. They gave them fluoride to dumb them down so that they could control them and shove them in the ovens. And so that fluoride, and your dentist will tell you, oh, fluoride is good for your children's teeth. Well, that dentist is just as nuts as the FDA. It's a poison, and there's all kinds of poisons in our in our society that are rampant. But
anymore? I mean, like, I know I have my own list of things that I've been reading on too, but it's better to come from the herbalist. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes. So I've been doing this, you know, manufacturing. So in 2011, an FDA attorney called me up from Washington, D.C., Josh Burg, and he proceeded to tell me that if I didn't sign an admission of guilt, since they consider herbs to be drugs, that makes me a drug dealer, and I'm supposed to sign this admission of guilt or he will destroy me and my family. And so I said, let me call you back, is what I said, Jason. And what I did was I sued the FDA. Well, I'm a minister under a vow of poverty. I don't have any money, so it took me 3 months to run out of my life savings, giving money to attorneys to try to stand up for my rights. I didn't get enough donations to fight the FDA. So I ran out of money. I lost my home of 20 years. So I was out in the street. I didn't have any money, and I'm totally broke. And so I couldn't defend that case, and I lost it. So then they turned around and they sued